Wait a minute. What?
I was muted that whole time. Oh my goodness, you guys. My StreamYard is messing up on me again. Remember last time? And I tried to fix my computer. I tried to fix it all. And it was doing good on practice. And then, of course, once we get here, it wants to mess up on us. So, um, but it's good to see you guys. Debbie, it's always good to see you. And Vanessa, hey. 71, it's good to see you. It's good to see all of you. And Jen, it's good to see all you guys. And Case is back with us today for a bit. How are you, Case?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm good. Um, the last time we were here, it was on Saturday, you guys, and we were talking about all the searching that had been going on. Well, the lack of searching that we thought. And then, right as soon as we ended the live, they come on and say that they have arrested 4 suspects. We're sad, you guys. We're having a time, but we'll get through it. So on Saturday, it seemed like as soon as we ended the live, that they announced that they had 4 suspects, and I wasn't surprised at all at the 4 suspects that they had arrested. It was everybody's calling her Granny, Tiffany Michelle Adams, who's 54, and then her boyfriend Tad Burt Cullum, who's 43, and then their friends Cole Twombly, 50, and his wife Cora Twombly, 44. And I'm going to try to show you guys these pictures that I put together. I found, oh, first, you guys, first, I really have to show you guys this. Okay, hang on just one second. There's 2 missing kids out of Cincinnati, and there's hardly any information about either of them. I literally found like 2 articles. Neat Noodle brought them to my attention. This is Seven Sawyer. She's 7 years old now, and they've been missing since 3/28 from Ziegler Park in Cincinnati. If anybody has any information, please dial the Cincinnati Police at 1-513-765-1212. And I did see that she's 7, and then this is her brother Giovanni, and he's 12. And it said that they quote unquote ran away from Ziegler Park in Cincinnati. They were there on 3/28, and this is them too. 7 and 12 years old, you guys. So if you guys have any information, please dial the Cincinnati Police Department. I wanted to make sure and show you guys that. Haley, it's so good to see you. Yeah. If you guys aren't subscribed to Haley, please do so. I know a lot of you guys are up late at night and don't go to bed like me. So if you guys are up late at night, check out Haley. She's really good, you guys. She does her homework. She's got her notes. She's really, really good. Yeah, I know, 71. It was really silly because now these actually 6 kids are without their mothers, and 2 kids, they're without their mother, and their grandmother is in jail now, and their dad is still in rehab. So, oh yeah, what I was going to show you guys is This is the grandmother and her boyfriend. And the middle picture was taken in 2018, I think. And on the right is Tiffany Adams now, their recent mugshot. And on the left is Tad Cullum. So this was in 2018. And then I wanted to show you guys, these were the other two alleged suspects. Cole Twombly, 50, and Cora Twombly, 44. So, their picture was taken in 2020, so 4 years ago. Yeah. So I thought that was really interesting. I wanted to show you guys. I'm not talking about their looks per se, but I think when you do evil, when you do bad stuff and you're evil on the inside, it shows on the outside a lot of times. Sorry about that. I left my sidekick hanging. I think you can let yourself on, can't you?
No, I'll show you afterwards what it shows on my side. It's okay. I messed up.
Hmm.
I was trying to change my avatar, and
Oh,
it messed up. So y'all just gonna have to look at the old avatar. Okay.
that's okay. Uh, well, let me tell you guys what I did today. I know all of you guys know that, or my friends know, but some people might not know that paraplegic. I was in an accident many years ago, and I have to wear these braces that you crank up the back and it stretches your ankles. And so I had lost my mouse somehow to my computer. And I was looking all over for it. And it was down in one of my braces. I guess when I took it off yesterday, I'd lost it down in there somehow. So it was lost down in there. And then I had to find the battery. It fell out of it. Oh my
Oh my
goodness.
god. I'm gonna mail you another mouse just for you to have backup.
No. Oh,
Oh,
grateful
oh
middle aged
no.
cat mama. It's so good to see you. It's good to see all of you guys. 71 says, I don't see how these people thought they were young enough to raise little kids and take custody away from the mother. I know. I know. Have you guys read the affidavits? I know a lot of people had them. And I'll tell you what happened the other day. To get the affidavits, I went on the Oklahoma where they had all the cases. They're a really good state. When we look at this stuff, a lot of times it's hard for us to find cases, but I actually
Mhm.
found it on there. And then I went down and saw that who you had to contact, the clerk in that area. So I emailed them, and then they emailed me back and said that I needed to call in and send them some money with a credit card. And I was kind of weary about that. I didn't know, it was my first time doing it that way, and I didn't really know how to do it. And I get nervous with calls. That's why me and Case are a good team, because I look at stuff and she does the calling part of it.
Yeah.
And so
We
I
got
said,
each
"Does this
other's
look?"
back.
Yeah, always. And so I said, "Does this look right to you?" And she said, "Well, let me call them." And so she called them, and she had a prepaid card. So that was good. That worked out really good for us.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
So,
so, Ginger, hey, it's good to see
hi,
you.
teacher. Good
Yeah.
to see you.
Yeah. So the affidavits, three of them were mostly the same, and then Tad's had a little bit more to it. Um, but I won't go over those until the end if you guys have already seen them. There was one part that I wanted to show you guys. This part was in there. I marked out the grandmother's name. You guys, I didn't know how to redact either. I just used the marker tool to take it out because I felt like the grandmother had told this, and I know you all can find her name at other places, but I just didn't feel right putting it out. Um, but it says Rickman's grandmother, so Veronica's ex, Wrangler Rickman, his grandmother, reported that in mid to late February 2024, Rickman told her they didn't have to worry about the custody battle much longer because Adams had it under control. That Adams knew the path the judge walked to work, and we will take out Veronica at drop off. Rickman was confirmed to be in a rehabilitation facility in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma at the time of the disappearance. The children remain in the custody of Adams. Rickman denied having that conversation with the grandmother. But I
Mm.
wanted to, yeah, I wanted to tell you guys that I did find something that the grandmother posted in one of the groups that I'm in, and I did trace it back, and it did come from her account. So a lot of people were saying, well, why didn't the grandmother report it to the authorities and things like that? But I wanted to show you guys what she said. Uh, Wrangler Rickman's grandmother, and I was going to court alongside Veronica to get custody of her children back. And yes, the statement that I gave the OSBI, Veronica was well aware of. That's why she was having the place changed to Elkhart. If you only knew how many times we had been threatened. I have stood on the courthouse steps in Boise City and have been threatened to have a bullet in my head. So before you judge me, get your facts straight. So I wanted to make sure that you guys saw that. Hey, Adrian, I'm so glad you could
Hey,
stop
Adrian.
by. No, we haven't covered the PCA yet. We can go ahead and do that because, and then I'll show you guys what happened at court today. And also, I know you guys have seen the PCA around, but this one certain one is a little bit longer, so we might can get some more information about this.
Yeah.
Let me go find it.
This PCA, while Mo was looking for it, just for reminder, um, Adrian, is one that is our copy of the PCA that Mo and I requested. Mo requested it, and then you had to um, call them back with a credit card or something like that to pay for it. So I called them back with a prepaid card and paid for it. So, but anyway, this is not one that we're just getting from someone and using. This is one where Mo and I actually
Yeah.
do our work. We get our own
Yeah.
copies of stuff.
Well, we learned to get our own copies because I'll never forget. It was before me and you even started going live, and we needed a copy of something to print out so that you could see it better, and nobody would
Yes,
give it to us. Yeah.
yeah.
So we've learned to
I
get our
li-
own stuff.
mhm. I literally needed a copy just so that I could see it better, and
Yeah.
no one would share. So
Yeah. That's why we always, if we can help anybody, we always share everything and try to help the
mhm,
best we can. Oh,
yeah.
Nicole, it's so good to see you. I always love seeing when you come in.
Mm.
All right, you guys, I also redacted this the best that I could, but if you see something, just let me know. Can you see it now, Case? Is it showing up?
I can see it.
Okay.
And I got it blowed up on my phone too.
Okay. Good. Okay. Murder in the first degree, deliberate intent. Murder in the first degree, deliberate intent. So that was for Jillian and Veronica, and then two kidnapping charges, and then
Wait a minute,
conspiracy to
Mo.
kidnap.
Wait a minute. Haley, you don't have to send them over here just because we're covering it. You still cover your case, girl, just like you want to.
Yeah.
Haley said that she send them over here since we're covering it. No. You go ahead and cover like you plan to. Okay, sorry.
No, that's okay. Yeah, you just stop me and answer questions because I can't see the screen right
No.
now.
Okay.
So all of the charges against each four were the same. Let me see. Let me go down here. And the witnesses, it all this was the same. It was just the officers with the Texas County Sheriff's Office, OSBI, KBI, and things like that. Okay, and here, so this is for Tads. He was born in 1980. And then, like I said, if I missed a redaction, you guys just let me know. Um, it says the undersigned of lawful age being first duly sworn upon oath deposes and states as follows. I am Special Agent Jason Ott of the Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation. I have been a law enforcement officer in the state of Kansas and Oklahoma for approximately 27 years and served in the capacity of an investigator for over 20 years. Oh, so that's good. He's been in both states. That's what I was wondering too, you guys, because it's between both states. So I was wondering how they would handle the jurisdictions and all that. So that's good that he's been in both states. It says
Yep.
on Saturday, March 30th, the Texas County Sheriff's Office requested Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation Investigative Services with the suspicious disappearance of Veronica Butler, 27, and jiliankelley, 39, from rural Texas County after their vehicle was found abandoned. Um, they were traveling to Oklahoma from Hugoton, Kansas. Interviews were conducted related to their disappearance, and it was discovered that Butler was in a problematic custody battle with Tiffany Adams for the custody of Butler's two children. The father of those two children were Wrangler Rickman, Adams' son. Butler's visitation with her children was court ordered to be supervised every Saturday. And also, you guys, I have found out that she actually filed for full custody on the March the 20th, so 10 days before all of this. And her lawyer has recently come out and said that he thought that she would get at least unsupervised visitation with them on their next court appearance, which was today, you guys. She was supposed to be seen. Her court appearance was today. So instead of being at court to get her children back, her accusers were in court, charged with her murder.
Mm.
So that makes me really, really sad when you think about it like that.
Yeah,
Um,
that's really sad.
yeah. Um, let's see
Mm.
here. And it said that usually it was this lady, Cheryl Brune, that was supposed to do the supervised visits, but that Adams had told Brune that um, Adams said Brune was unavailable to supervise the visitation, so Butler was required to arrange the supervision with one of her three approved individuals. So isn't it sad to think too that Jillian, she it just happened to be her that day. There was three other people that were approved by the court to supervise, but it just happened to be Jillian that day. Um, Butler told family members she was going to pick up her children from Adams at 1000 hours, so 10 o'clock, at Four Corners, a location in Texas County, Oklahoma. Butler and Kelly left Hugoton and traveled to about 5 miles north of Four Corners. Butler and Kelly arrived at that location. Butler planned to bring her daughter to a birthday party. And I also looked in some of the custody papers, and it said that her daughter's birthday was April the 6th, I believe. So the next
Oh.
week. Yeah.
Mm.
Um, when they didn't arrive, the family began looking for Butler. And right here it says two people's names. that found the car, and I marked those out because I feel really sorry for them. It said they located Butler's abandoned vehicle just west of the intersection. They then contacted law enforcement. An examination of the vehicle found evidence of a severe injury. Blood was found on the roadway and edge of the roadway. Butler's glasses were also found in the roadway south of the vehicle near a broken hammer. A pistol magazine was found inside Kelly's
Oh
purse at
my.
the scene. Yeah, but no pistol was found. Oklahoma
Mm.
is an open carry state, so she was doing nothing wrong. And I also heard that she actually had her concealed carry license. So she was absolutely doing nothing wrong here. Uh, are you guys doing okay back there? Does anybody have any questions? I can look on my phone.
When I think about the lady being nice enough to help her friend, with picking up her children, whatever. I think she was a preacher's wife. My mother-in-law was a preacher's wife. I could so see her saying, "Oh, oh, you need someone to go with you. I'll go." Just
Yeah.
mm,
Yeah, Haley, she was just collateral damage.
mhm.
Okay. Adams told OSBI that Friday night, so the night before, Rickman and Butler's children stayed the night with Barrett and Lacey Cook. Adams said she planned to pick them up that morning before visitation. Adams said she called Butler at 900 hours to confirm the meeting, and Butler told Adams something came up and she was not going to make it. These are some. I'm glad that they were dumb criminals, really, because that makes no sense. Mm-mm. Butler's phone records confirm the call occurred. However, at the time of the call, Butler was in Hugoton, Kansas, in the process of picking Kelly up to go meet Adams. Adams stated that she was home at the time that Butler and Kelly went missing. Oh, so she's saying she was home and that Veronica had told her that she wasn't coming. I saw this. Well, I think I showed you guys last time this video where one of Veronica's friends said she had seen her that morning and she was all dressed up and had her makeup on and was so happy to go pick up her kids, you guys.
Mm.
No, nobody won, Haley. That's exactly right. Mm-mm. Uh, OSBI interviewed Brune. So they interviewed Brune, the supervisor that Tiffany usually had, and she said she was available to supervise the visit that day, but Adams told her to take a couple of weeks off from the visitation so Adams could question the children related to how Butler's approved supervisors were. So this is even bad right here. Tiffany, the grandmother, was going to interrogate the kids, asking what they did while they were with their mom. I also found paperwork, you guys, that said that she didn't even really have custody, that her son did, Wrangler, and that she wouldn't even let him see the kids hardly. He had actually called the police one time, and the police had sided with her and said, well, I think they're better off with her, so they'll be all right. It was actually something called child napping, I think, and I do have the paperwork for that too.
Oh my
Mm-mm.
God.
Yeah. Debbie, they actually appeared in court today. Yeah. And I can show you guys after this them walking in court and stuff like that. They thankfully none of them got bail. So that's good. And they're supposed to be back May 15th, I believe. Yeah. Yeah, I know 71. They did it really close to the daughter's birthday, and somebody else said in another chat that her birthday's never going to be the same for her, and that's
Mm-mm.
true. Uh-uh. Um, let's see. So she could question the children. Butler and Kelly's phone records indicated their devices were actively sending signals to their carriers until approximately 9:42 hours. So about 15 minutes before they were supposed to be at their destination. After which the devices were no longer seen by the networks and stopped transmitting. Neither phone was found at the scene or within the vehicle, and they are currently missing. Oh, so they never did find the phones. Adams was the last known person to communicate with Butler and was scheduled to meet Butler and Kelly for visitation at 1000 hours on March 30th. So this
Mm.
tells right here about Wrangler talking about some of the stuff that went on in this custody battle. It said through the child custody case, recordings were obtained where Rickman discussed death threats by Adams and Adams' boyfriend Tad. The custody battle began in February of 2019 with many hearings and court appearances. On March 18th, 2024 and March 20th, 2024, so 10 and 12 days before these murders, motions were filed requesting extended visitation for Butler. A hearing was scheduled to occur today, you guys. Every time I see that date, it just gets me because she was looking forward to this day to get more visitation with her kids. And instead, her alleged murderers were in court today. Mm-mm. Butler's attorneys informed OSBI that Butler was likely to receive unsupervised visitation with her children at that hearing. So, yeah, this is where I remember seeing that now. So, she was supposed to get unsupervised. At times, Adams refused to let Rickman have his children, even though Rickman had legal custody of them. Law enforcement previously responded to a call for service where Adams refused to give Rickman his children. Reportedly, the officer told Rickman he believed the children were better off in Adams' care. Yeah. Oh, Trista, it's
Oh
so good to see you.
my
Yeah,
goodness.
I'm praying for you, Trista, and you keep me updated. Many, many prayers. Yeah. Okay, let's see.
Mm.
On April
Mm-mm.
the 1st, agents obtained, so the day after that they went missing and found March has 31 days, right? So it
Mm-hmm.
was 2 days after they went missing and found the car. OSBI agents obtained a search warrant for Adams' cell phone. OSBI agents performed an extraction on the device. Information gained from the device included web searches for taser pain level, gun shops, prepaid cellular phones, and how to get someone out of their house. Guys, does she not watch any shows? Like, and this
Oh
doesn't even, yeah, they didn't even, like I said, I'm glad that they were dumb, really, but come on.
yeah,
Mm-mm.
but you don't have to take how dumb to argue to a whole new level.
I know.
Oh my God.
Uh, On April 3rd, OSBI agents interviewed CW. So she's a 16-year-old, and she is the daughter of Cora Twombly and Cody White. So she is the stepdaughter to Cole, the other person that was arrested, and Cora is her mom. Uh, Cora is married to Cole Twombly. CW stated that she had overheard group conversations related to Butler not protecting her children from her brother. Okay, and I marked this out because there's no proof of that, you guys. And it seems to me if there was proof of this, that somebody would have been in jail. So I really don't want to repeat that since, you know, this has been repeated about Sebastian, and I just don't want to repeat it here, but you guys can figure it out. CW advised that she was told by Cora that Adams, Cullum, Cora Cole, and Paul Grice. Yep, so this Paul Grice has not been arrested yet. And people think that
Mm.
other arrests are imminent, and I just don't see how he's not been arrested, really. He's the only one that hasn't been arrested. Hopefully, they're building a case against him.
Bring it on.
Yep, Jennifer, that's they are all part of that group called the God's Misfits, and sovereign citizens who don't believe in paying their taxes. And I was talking to my mom about this, and I said, okay, if they don't believe in paying their taxes, the next time somebody breaks in or somebody steals something, or they if they don't pay taxes, then the cops don't work for them, and then the roads that they drive on, taxes pay for those. So I don't get it. um let's see here, were involved in the deaths of Butler and Kelly. She stated that Adams had provided burner phones to use so they could communicate without using their personal devices. CW saw two burner phones charging on Cora's nightstand in her bedroom. CW described Cora Cole Adams Cullen Parlgrass as being part of an anti-government group that had a religious affiliation. Through OSBI investigation, it was learned that they called their group God's Misfits. Regular meetings are held weekly at Twombly's in the home of Barrett and Lacey Cook. Okay, Barrett and Lacey Cook were the ones that took care of the grandchildren the night before all this happened. That's also why I didn't mark out their names, because it was also here too. So I hate that it's a religious affiliation too, because everybody knows that I take my religion very seriously, and Case does too. And for
Mm.
people to use God's name like this, it makes me really, really angry. This is not what
Me too.
this is not what Christians are about, you guys. And don't don't think that, because don't let four apples ruin the whole bunch.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. Okay, so this tells what Cora told her 16-year-old daughter. And I pray that CW, this daughter, I hope that she is protected. I heard that she's living with her dad in another state, so I hope that he takes care of her and gets her the therapy that she needs. She had to be so brave to tell this, because she might have thought she was going to get in trouble, and she knew that her parents were going to be going away. So bless her heart.
I can't even imagine.
Uh, it says CW was told on March 29th that Cora and Cole would be home in the morning when she woke, and were going to be on a mission, quote unquote. When CW awoke at approximately 1000 hours, Cora and Cole were not home, but came home around 1200 hours. So they met Veronica and Jillian at almost 10 o'clock. So by 12 o'clock, they were already home. So this was definitely pre planned. Um, CW knew that Cole and Cora took a blue and gray Chevrolet pickup owned by them, and a blue flatbed pickup owned by Clint Twombly. I'm not sure who Clint Twombly is. Related to them
Maybe
somehow.
he, yeah, maybe he's somebody else they need to be looking for.
Uh-huh. You got that right. When they left and returned in the same vehicle, CW was told to clean the interior of the Chevrolet pickup. So after they did all their dirt, all their business, they told the 16-year-old to clean out the inside of their truck. So they had her destroy evidence, basically, in my opinion. Um, CW asked Cora what had happened, and was told things did not go as planned, but they would not have to worry about Butler again. CW was told that Cora and Cole blocked the road to stop Butler and Kelly and divert them to where Adams, Cullen, and Grice were. Oh my goodness. So right here it says that Grice was there. So people need to be asking and
Mm,
causing an uproar why he wasn't arrested too. They have to have some kind of evidence.
yeah. Mm,
Mhm. No, that's not him. There's his name was Jamie Beasley, I think, Jen. Yeah. CW asked about Kelly and why she had to die and was told by Cora that she wasn't innocent either and she had supported Butler. So they're talking about Jillian right here. CW, bless her heart, was asking why that Jillian had to die too and was told by Cora that she wasn't innocent either and she had supported Butler. CW asked Cora if their bodies were put in a will, and Cora replied something like that. CW also disclosed that there were other attempts to kill Butler occurred during February of 2024 near Hugoton, Kansas, in which Adams, Cole, Cora, and Grice went to Hugoton, but Butler did not leave her residence. This is consistent with the web search discovered on Adam's phone about how to get someone out of their house. According to Cora, the plan was to throw an anvil through Butler's windshield while driving, making it look like an accident because anvils regularly fall off of work vehicles. I have never heard that in my life about an anvil. I mean, I'm sure it happens, but so Grice was
people are crazy.
mhm, yeah. So they should at least be able to get him for attempted murder on this trip before. While in Carrot, Texas, interviewing CW and her brother, Cora and Cole arrived and tried to get access to CW and her brother. Cora was verbally aggressive and was very upset with your affiant that she was not granted access to CW. Okay, so I think that the kids were at their dad's house, and Cora and Cole um, went down there and were upset that they were being interviewed by the police.
Mm, 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 mm.
Yeah. Uh, Arrived and tried to get access to CW and her brother. Cora was verbally aggressive and was very upset that she was not granted access. Cole exited the vehicle armed with a handgun and a holster on his belt. OSBI investigation showed that Adams searched for gun shops on her cellular phone. A search of local gun shops showed Adams buying 5 stun guns at the Big R store in Guymon, Oklahoma. The purchase was made on March 23rd, so 1 week before all this. So she bought 5 stun guns. So one for her, her boyfriend Tad, Cole and his wife Cora, and then the 5th one for Mr. Grice, in my opinion. So that's another thing that goes against him in my book. But I can't say. I have to
Mm,
say that he's innocent until proven guilty and everything. Aaron, it's good to see
mm,
you. Thank you for
mm,
stopping by.
mm.
Yeah, YouTube has been crazy lately. It won't even let me type in my own chat. It says you have to be a subscriber.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I said if I could subscribe, I would. That'd be one more, you know? Oh, okay. It says OSBI investigation showed that Adams purchased 3 prepaid cellular phones from Walmart in Guymon on February 13th. So before their first try attempted murder. The phones were identified by numbers 572, 914, and 9085. I know that these are burner phones, and it really doesn't matter if they're shown to everybody, but I just know that I don't want to get in any trouble with YouTube about this stuff, so I just marked it out for us. Um, It says 3 phones were at the area where Butler's car was located and the last known location of Butler and Kelly at the time of their disappearance. All 3 phones were powered on and accessed the cellular network for the first time at or near Cullen's residence at different times prior to March 30th. And it said the 3 phones prior to the disappearance were at the Twombly's residence, and then they went to Cullum's residence, and then they all 3 were in the area at or near Cullum's residence. So, man, these are just the brightest bulbs at the bulb store, huh? The bulb store.
The bull.
Oh, I'm not.
I, I, I'm just sitting here scratching my head thinking, if this is what's going to be dependent on getting me out of prison, I'm doing life without parole. Oh my
um,
God.
I'm not good at my analogies, but you all feel me. It's not really funny, but it is funny. We have to make, light where we can, but.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
Jen,
Well,
this is where,
we're doing.
yeah,
We're going down.
yeah. Okay, after Butler and Kelly's disappearance on March 30th, between 10:16 and 10:35, it was determined that, okay, these 2 phone numbers were at a property owned by Jamie Beasley, below a dam in the pasture where fresh work was located by your affiant. Concrete was moved from a location near Beasley's residence, approximately 150 to 200 yards below the dam, where it was discovered that a hole had been dug and filled back in and then covered with hay. The location where Butler and Kelly disappeared from and where Butler's vehicle was located is approximately 8.5 miles away from the location below the dam on Beasley's property. Given drive time, it was within 34 minutes between the time of Butler and Kelly's phones stopped transmission, and then these 2 phone numbers arriving at the dam. Okay, so Jillian and Veronica's phones, when they stopped transmitting, and then when these 2 prepaid phones, yeah, I color coordinated them, so it might help you guys if you need to go back and look. But by the time these 2 prepaid phones showed up at Beasley's property, it was 34 minutes. So they did their dirt in 34 minutes. And it said all the phones stopped transmitting on that morning near Twombly's residence and Beasley's property. Okay, and I think this part right here was the part that was different on the other 3. I don't know if these are warrants or probable cause affidavits, or I'm not really sure the technical term. Oh, Nicole, thank you. I can't help it. Mm. Yeah, let's see here. Beasley advised that the work was done with a skid steer by Cullum on March 29th. So the day before the women went missing, Cullum came and did some dirt work and possibly finished on March 30th. So he finished this up in the morning before they went and did what they did to Jillian and Veronica. Beasley knew that Cullum left his skid steer on his property the night of March 29th, and when he woke on March 30th at approximately 1200 hours, the skid steer was gone. Cullum rents the pasture property owned by Beasley for cattle grazing and has access to it at any time. On March 28th or 29th, Cullum asked Beasley if he could cut a tree down, remove a stump, bury some concrete, do dirt work, or where the concrete pile was and below the dam. Uh, Adams was with Cullum at Beasley's property when that conversation was had. In a contact with Cullum, your affiant learned from Cullum that Adams is his significant other. So he's calling Tiffany his significant other. Um, Beasley agreed to allow Cullum to do the work. Cullum brought up the idea of doing the work to Beasley. Um, Brian Enton from News Nation, he said that he
I gotta take
spoke.
a
to
Bob,
Beasley.
Paul.
Okay. Okay. And that he was upset. He had no idea about it. And I have that video too if you guys want to watch it later. I have to tell you guys, my mama is so cute, you guys. After she watches, when I ask her to come watch my lives, she says that's not her thing, you know. So she won't come to my lives, but she watches the news on the TV, and she just brought me a note, you guys. I have to read it. I'll have to show you guys later in a picture, but she said the judge had to resign after an interview with a reporter from News Nation, and they are talking like those people were in a cult. We're like a serious news channel, you guys. I'm getting info from my source. My source just brought me info. Oh, I have to post this on my community tab later or something, you guys. It's the cutest. Oh, I love her. Okay, it says on Sunday, March 31st in the morning hours, Colin was at Beasley's house and told Beasley that people were looking at him for the disappearance of Butler and Kelly. Colin told Beasley that he didn't want the police or people to cause problems for Beasley and said that the skid steer tracks on his property without a skid steer looked bad. Beasley said that if anyone asked, he would tell them that Colin had done tree and dirt work for him. So that's the end of that, you guys. Yes, Jen, exactly. Exclusive here. Oh my goodness, you guys. Okay, let me see. Let me. I kicked myself off. Oh my goodness, you guys, bless all of you all for coming and hanging out with us. We're just a real mess up here. Uh, okay, so now since we did that, you guys, I'll tell you guys about what I learned at court today. Uh, let's see here. So when cameras weren't allowed in the courtroom, uh, but they had them outside, and it said so there was one cruiser in the front, and then one behind, and the one in the middle had the suspect in it. And then behind that one, there was two SUVs who blocked the entrance so that nobody could get into them. So they were taking this very seriously. And with this whole, with that quote unquote cult that they're in, that my mama says on the note, they might be in a cult, they were probably scared that they would try to break them out and stuff like that. I don't know. You never know about these people. Um, Jen. She says she almost took the emergency link. Yeah, I give Jen an emergency StreamYard link every week just in case for emergencies. Yeah. Okay, you guys. So let's see here. I'll show you guys them walking in and the questions that they ask them. Let's see here. Let me get my case. Hold down the fort for a minute.
That could be a bad thing. After what we've talked about, that could be a bad thing.
Yeah. Okay. I have this channel in the description, you guys, so that if you want to go back and watch it, you can. Okay, let me see here. Okay, can you guys see?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So the first one that they're going to bring in is Cole Twombly.
just don't
Oh, that'll make you
understand.
seasick.
But Mom, I
Yeah.
don't understand on the one with the couple, the younger
Mm-hmm.
couple, that have the kid or the teenager,
Mm-hmm.
whatever. How do you do something so stupid that's going to leave your daughter without a parent on the outside? How do you do that?
I have
How
no
can you be
idea.
so stupid?
And
I
then
mean,
tell your child about all of that too. Like you try to protect your child from stuff like that. Don't tell them something like that they'll have to keep to themselves and put them in that
exactly.
situation.
I protect my boy. My boys are 24 and 27. I protect them with right now with everything in my body. I can't imagine doing something that's going to leave my boys without a parent and even if them grown. I just mm-mm.
So that's Jillian and Veronica's 6 kids, and then this child. So that's 7, and then her brother. That's 8 that we know of. 8 children without their parents. Oh my goodness.
Mm-mm.
Uh, Okay, you guys, I'll play this and then listen to the questions that they ask him when he comes up to. Don't watch this. This will get you seasick, but they'll get it straight.
Cole, do you have anything to say to Jillian and Veronica's families? Do you have any remorse? Did you do it? Did you murder those women? Do you have anything to say to the children whose mothers are murdered? Why?
So the questions that they asked him was, do you have anything to say to Jillian and Veronica's families? And he shook his head no on that one. And then they said, do you have any remorse? Did you do it? Do you have anything to say to the children whose mothers are murdered? And then why? And he didn't shake his head or answer any of those other ones. He shook his head no to the first one. Mm-hmm. Okay, so then Tad comes in next, you guys, and we'll see what he's saying. See, there's one in front and one behind, and then 2 at the entrance, guarding it.
That's what's really sick is those cops have to protect their lives now. Oh, sorry. I'm just on one today. Dude, get the smirk off your face.
Tell him about himself, for real.
Get that smirk off your face. Some babies are going to bed tonight without a mama because of you.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
So on that one, they said, any comment, anything to say? And he didn't answer. So I noticed too, when they bring one in, like they brought Cole and Tad in. So now they're going to bring Cole back out. All of this was said and done within an hour and a half, you guys. And after this, I'll play you a reporter that was inside, and she can tell us what happened in her words. Okay, let's see.
What is it with the men and smirk on their face today? Are they proud of themselves or something?
Huh.
Y'all got it backwards. You're supposed to protect women, not kill them. Oh my
Hmm.
God.
Well, you're feeling exactly like Veronica's dad was feeling. I'll tell you guys what he said after this. Let's see
Oh my
now.
gosh.
Mhm. Now we go to 57. Now this is Tiffany, grandma. 54 years old, you guys.
Comment at all.
Huh.
Mm.
And they said any comment at all, and she didn't say anything. Now they're gonna bring Tad back out, I think, at the next one.
You did it for the woman, girl, dude. But guess what? You're never gonna get to see her again.
Mm-mm. Nope. Now I think they're going to bring Cora, and she is the only one, in my opinion, that acts like she has any remorse whatsoever. Okay, they didn't give any of them bail, and they also asked if they had their attorneys, and the only person that said they couldn't afford an attorney was Cora. So I guess her husband can afford one, but she can't afford one. Huh. His money would be my money. She never raises her head.
I Yeah. If my me and my husband were ever stupid enough to get ourselves in a situation like this, yeah, he better pray he don't stand up there and tell them he's got lawyer money and I don't.
Yeah,
Oh my
that's
God.
what I'm saying. Okay, let's see. And
Yeah,
now
there'd
they're
be
going
some
to
murder
bring.
charges then.
They'd have another one on their hands, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
There's Tiffany.
Mm.
There was a lady reporter out there at first, and she was asking them questions, but this fella don't seem like he wants to ask them. And
You
then
know, me
there's,
and go weak when it comes to times like this, sometimes no. You know, I mean,
yeah,
y'all know I'm joking.
no, you're right about that. See, okay, this is the last one. So all of this was said and done within an hour and a half. 129. Yeah, so there's Cora. So she was the youngest. No, she's 44 and Tad's 43. So just a few years older than me. I just can't get over that.
Mm-mm.
So that's all of them, you guys. But I can
I
show you.
can't believe that they do this and know their child's gonna be without a parent.
Mhm.
Mm-mm.
Let's see what Ginger said. She says, this has so much premeditated planning and people involved. You'd think that someone would have come to their senses and said something before they were eliminated. Exactly right, Ginger. Or what about the plan, the attempted plan that they did in February? They could all have stopped after that and not gone through with it. Nicole, I was thinking that. I was thinking one of her sillies probably braided her hair.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness. Okay, you guys. So now I will show you. There's this lady reporter, Sydney. Let me find her name. Well, Sydney Batslaff from this news channel, and she did something on Facebook. So I'll show you guys that. Hang on, just 1 second. Just 1 second. $71. I think that Veronica's dad got the kids for right now. That's what I'm hearing.
To hop on here, have lots of notes. Again, phones and cameras were not allowed inside, so taking notes during.
Is that working for you, Case? Can you hear it good?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can hear.
Okay.
Whole thing. All suspects have left back to the jail. We do have some, don't know relationship, but friends, family. Courtroom was probably, I'd say, dozens, no more than 50 people in the courtroom. There was family there, very emotional. People were crying, really. Lots of tissues. We believe it was Veronica's father. He tried to get up multiple times. Every time a suspect came out, you can just tell he was not happy. Other family members were holding him down every time someone came out. I kind of want to go over those suspects' emotions with you when they came out into the public, and this is the first time we're seeing them since their mugshot. So, first person we saw.
Did she say that? I watched Brian Enton, and I think they said there was about 50 people in the courtroom, and he said that this case was something like he'd never seen before, with as small a courtroom as it was, and the family and friends, and how upset they were. And she just said that they had to hold Veronica's dad back, and they kind of said it under
Mm-hmm.
their breath, but they called Tad a POS and another word, and they called Tiffany an F and B, and I
I
don't
didn't
blame
get
them
that
one
part.
bit.
I don't blame them either, but I didn't get that part.
I think
But
I
I don't
seen it
blame
in
them.
another show. No way.
First person that we saw in court was Cole Twombly. He was very kind of chill, not really any emotion. Um, this was the first one again. We believe it was Veronica's father. Just hold on 1 second. Sorry, I was making sure they weren't talking to me. Yeah, again, they had to hold down family member
Yes.
for that. Next person we saw was. Sorry, I'm trying to hold my phone and notebook at the same time. Not easy. Tad Adams. Um,
language did get a little vulgar with this one from who we believe is Veronica's father. Called him a piece of blank. I'll leave that part out. Family members were crying during this one. With Tad, he was very chill, kind of lying back in his chair, kind of like rocking. Next person we saw was Tiffany Adams, the grandmother in this case. Again, family member is very upset with her as well. She didn't really look too remorseful. She just kind of sitting there and not doing much, not too much on her face. And then the last person we saw was Cora Twombly. Now, her emotions were different than everyone else we saw. She was, every time charges were read, she was shaking her head no, looking down a lot. And something else very different with her is she said she did not have the money to hire an attorney, so they're appointing someone from the state. Again, if you're just hopping on here, lots of family members in there, lots of friends, lots of tears, lots of hugging, calling out things every time a suspect walked out. So I want to go over those charges. Well, actually, first, let's talk about all 4 suspects were denied bond today. We know their next appearance in court is going to be Wednesday, May 15th at 9.
I'm really, really glad that they were denied bond because I was worried about that because allegedly Tiffany and Tad have quite a bit of money and who knows where they could get more money from. So I'm really glad about that. Hey, Music City Mom. I'm always glad when you can stop by.
In the morning, and that's going to be an attorney status. And so they are all charged with 5 counts. Count 1 was murder in the first degree, aid and abet of Veronica Butler. They said she died from immortal wounds. Count 2, same one, murder of Jiliankelley. Count 3 and count 4 are the same. One's for Veronica Butler and one's for Jiliankelley. Now with this, they said that they did put them in another vehicle and transport them to another location, holding them against their will. And count 5 was conspiracy and planning to kill Veronica Butler and Jiliankelley, and this was with those burner phones that were purchased, stun guns, and traveling to that rural Texas County road where their car was last seen. And I want to go over those dates with you of just how long this has been planned for. The judge said February.
So their next court date is May 15th, so about a month from now. And they said that was a status hearing to see who had lawyers and probably to get Cora a court-appointed lawyer.
February 13th to March 30th is when they've been arranging and planning this. So again, all 4 suspects have been denied bond. Next time we're going to see them in court is May 15th at 9 o'clock. I'm going to flip my camera so you guys can kind of see what we're seeing here right now. We have our photographer right now trying to talk to anyone that is outside, see if we can talk to any family members, any friends, family of Veronica and Jillian. And we will be going live at noon for our noon show, so make sure to tune in. But again, this is what we're seeing right now, and we'll be continue to bring you the latest. We got those perp walks of them walking in. But that's all for now.
That's about all of that, you guys. There is one more thing that I wanted to show you guys from Brian Enton. He was able to catch Veronica's aunt when she was leaving the courthouse, and we can hear what she says. Thank you all for coming today. This case, we know that a lot of cases hit us differently. And this one really hit me because I saw that Veronica had opened her own business last October. And then I saw where she had filed these papers to see her kids and stuff. And all she did was try to see her kids. I also have something from her lawyer, you guys, that we might watch if we have time or next time. But her lawyer talks about how that she had these big 4 files full of paperwork and she already had it fixed for him when she got him last September. So she was on her game and was trying her very best to get her kids back. That's why it just hits me, you know. Some parents don't want to see their kids, but she was trying everything in the world to see her kids.
Yes, Jennifer, they were, from what I'm understanding, they were removed from one vehicle alive.
Yeah. Allegedly, there was a horse trailer. Rock Chalk said that she had spoken to a ranch hand that was in the adjacent field from the abandoned car, and he said he saw things he wished he hadn't, and there was a horse trailer there he saw. And I saw on a video they were removing a horse trailer, a white horse trailer from Tad's property, either yesterday or this morning. So I think that they might have had them in there somehow. And also, why would they have the daughter clean their truck? So they may have even had them in the truck. I'm not sure.
Mm. Awful.
Wait, I wasn't even sharing the screen. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Sorry, guys.
I've ever been in a court hearing.
We'll let it slide this time.
Courtroom, and you had the victim's family members take up 3 of the rows.
My dad always says, like people say, "What am I going to do with you?" And then he says that "What am I going to do with you? I just keep you and love you, I guess." So that's all we can do. Just keep me and love me, I guess.
That's right.
Room, and some of them actually had to be physically held back during the hearing. They were sobbing and trying to lunge at the suspects as they were brought in, and other family members had to hold them back. And then they were actually saying things to the suspects during the hearing. They weren't actually shouting, but I mean, you could hear exactly what they were saying. They called Grandma Tiffany Adams, who, of course, is the orchestrator of these murders. They called her an effing bee. They called the other man a bastard, and a lot of expletives. A sorry ass piece of S word, which was just interesting to hear in a courtroom. As
I'm glad that Brian Enton said it for us, you guys. I'm glad he told us like it was. I actually said the F word one time when I was reading something from Cairo's dad because I just couldn't get my point across without saying it. Sometimes you have to say it.
as the defendants were brought in, obviously they're very, very emotional about what happened. I would say about maybe 24 family members inside the courtroom as the hearing went on. But again, the headline here: bond denied, and they will be back in court sometime next month. Marnie.
You talk about an emotionally charged situation. I feel for those families to be in that courtroom, see these people for the first time. Again, just drawing folks' attention to the screen. This is the first time we are seeing these 4 suspects publicly as they walk into court. Brian, how did the judge handle that interaction between the suspects and these family members?
Let me just quickly, Marnie, because court just ended, and this is, I'm sorry.
Guys, speaking about a judge, I have to tell you this. Brian Enton interviewed a judge, a magistrate, so he wouldn't be over this kind of courts, but he interviewed him the other day, and he was actually at Tad's house when the cops burst in, and he said he had at his face and stuff, so a judge was there. So wonder what kind of people. He said he was doing business with Tad. And after he did that interview, the mayor made him resign. How crazy is that? We don't know who is in these cults and stuff like that. I'm not saying that this judge was, but you never know.
Do you mind if we talk to you real quick, ma'am? You're Veronica's aunt, right?
I'm sorry.
Are you Veronica's aunt?
I am.
That's one of the victims. I'm so sorry. I was just telling Marnie, our anchor. First of all, I'm so sorry for everything you've been through, and just that courtroom was so small. I can't imagine you guys were just so close to them. I mean, what was that like?
To hold my brother back from jumping.
So Veronica's dad is her brother. So I'm glad that the babies have this aunt too, you guys. They showed her coming in, and before they came in, they had a wand and they searched them with that wand metal detector. And then they also made them take off any Apple watches and leave them in the car. So after they searched her, she was hugging and just bawling her eyes out, you guys. Bless her heart.
There's just too many emotions, so much anger. I don't understand how somebody can hate somebody so much that you want to kill them. My niece did not deserve that, neither did the young lady with her. She was just there to help her. We didn't deserve this. Our family didn't deserve this.
Yeah, and they were just emotionless, the defendants, when they were brought in. I mean,
Yeah.
did you know them before this?
No, we don't know them personally. No.
It's okay.
We're good.
Yeah, thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you. Yeah, as you can see, Marnie, I mean, again, I've never really experienced anything quite like it because it was such a small courtroom and you had family.
So Brian is saying he's never experienced anything like this. He's gone to a lot of trials, you guys. And I think he's even been at the Idaho Brian Koberger hearing sometimes. I'm sure he has. So he says this says a lot if he says he's never experienced anything like this.
Members having to hold back other family members trying to actually go after the suspects, which in light of everything they're going through and having to be so close to these people accused of such heinous crimes, in a way, you can't really blame them. You can kind of understand just how raw the emotion was.
I think each and every one of us sympathizes with what they're going through and the nightmare that they're living. Brian, what's next now that this hearing has taken place? What's the next step in
Kay Braze and Mallory and Thistle, it's so good to see you guys. Thank you all for stopping by. I appreciate it so much. It really does mean a lot to me, you guys, when you stop by, because I always say people can give their money, but you can always make more money. But time, you can't make more time. So you guys choosing to spend it here with me really means a lot, and I appreciate it. Hopefully Case comes back, you guys. She had a headache today, but she wanted to come by anyway. So please remember her in your prayers too.
in the court case?
So there will be a hearing on May 15th. That is when they will have a status hearing, and several of the suspects will appear with their new lawyers that they will be hiring. And remember, many of these suspects, Tad and Grandma Tiffany in particular, these are wealthy people from what we can tell. They own a lot of land. They have a lot of influence.
Yeah, that's what I was worried about, you guys. Tad and Tiffany, I know for sure. I'm not sure about Cole and Cora, but those two have a lot of land and a lot of resources. So I'm so very glad that they were denied bail. Thank you, 71. I do too. I'll tell her after this. I'll check on her, you guys.
In this community, they have a lot of business connections, so we would presume they're going to get high dollar defense attorneys to represent them because they clearly have the resources.
I'm wondering, Brian, as in a lot of these hearings, it's early on, right? Bond is set, not guilty pleas are usually entered. Any evidence provided? Is there anything new we learned about the evidence prosecutors had that led to their arrest today?
Not really in particular. What happened is they brought each suspect in one by one. So they kind of went through the same process 4 times and read the charges. There weren't any new details that we didn't already know from the police reports. But the main point was just to read them their charges, to see if they were going to hire a private attorney. And really, again, what I walk away just thinking about is just seeing all those family members. And that was just really quite a moment, just the raw emotion.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television.
Heather Brad, you're my BFF, man. You're never invisible. Oh. Okay, you guys, there is one other thing that I wanted to share with you guys. I know I mentioned it earlier, but Veronica had filed the paperwork on the 18th and the 20th to possibly get her kids back full time, and her lawyer had said that she was probably going to get them for unsupervised visits at the very least, so 10 days before she went missing. And today, the 17th, was when they were due back in court. So instead of being in court for that, these perpetrators were in court, and she'll never get to see her babies again. That's what it really hits me, you guys. Okay, there's one more thing that I wanted to show you guys. It was Veronica's lawyer speaking about all of this. Rapper, hey buddy, it's good to see you. Thank you for stopping by.
Just a couple of hours ago that the two bodies recovered in Oklahoma over the weekend were in fact those of missing Kansas moms. Veronica Butler.
Yeah, they were recovered on Sunday, I believe, and then on Monday it was confirmed that that it was them. On Tuesday that it was for sure them, which we knew, but they have to confirm it.
And Jiliankelley. Allegedly, they were murdered after a car trip to pick up Veronica's children from their paternal grandmother in Oklahoma. Now, the paternal grandmother and her boyfriend and another couple were all arrested. The question becomes why? Well, how could a custody battle turn deadly? Joining us exclusively is Oklahoma attorney Garrett Oates, who had recently been taken on to represent Veronica Butler in the custody battle. Now, in court documents, we learned that Veronica had accused Tiffany Adams, this grandmother, of essentially kidnapping her kids. A lot of you keep asking me, what is this habeas corpus? That is Latin. You have the body. It is a federal demand to produce somebody, in this case, the children. Counsel, thank you.
Oh, I'm glad they're explaining this, you guys. The child stealing. Yeah, I have this paperwork too. One day we might just go over the paperwork that I found, you guys. Child stealing, yep.
Thank you very much for joining us.
Thanks, Chris. I'm glad to be here with you, but I'm also deeply saddened, and no one, especially in this position, this is not where I want to be for sure. So, but thank you for having me.
Understood. And I know how rare this is, a situation where you lose a client, let alone under these circumstances. But how have you been able to make sense of the motivation, even if it's madness in this? Do you think it was about this group, the misfits, or do you think this is about a grandmother with no more sense of morality who was willing to?
I have never heard of this group, God's Misfits, before, you guys. I asked one of my friends about it, and hopefully she can look into it further for me. It's crazy.
Kill to keep the kids.
You know, Chris, I can't speculate about the group. I was unaware of anything to do with this sovereign citizen group that you guys have been reporting on prior to law enforcement talking about that. Certainly, there's been some information about them in the probable cause affidavits that have been released. But beyond that, I had absolutely no knowledge, had never heard of the group before law enforcement releasing that information. So to say that, you know, I have any information as to whether or not that group was the motivation, I don't know that. What I do know is that Veronica was a lovely lady. She was what you want in a client, absolutely. She was organized, diligent. She made my job a heck of a lot easier. She brought me 4 expanda files of information the first time I met her. That was all.
That's what I was telling you guys. She had 4 files with post-it notes and everything ready for him. She was ready for this. She wanted her babies back.
Stickied and tallied, ready to go for me. She was extremely respectful. Just like I say, everything you want in a client and a person. she absolutely loved her children, and that was the goal, was absolutely to get her more time and then to be on the path to regain custody. That was our plan for sure.
Did Veronica have any kind of sense of what she was up against in this dispute?
Again, with regards to the group, I can't speculate as to that. And so, and Veronica had never mentioned the group to me either. So I'm at least of the
Well,
belief
just the
that Veronica,
grandmother.
just the grandmother. Certainly, when Veronica first met with me, there was the normal custody battle type information being exchanged where both parties, or from Veronica's perspective, right? I mean, both parties are really warring with each other, especially in a custody battle that had been going on for years, right? But beyond that, what really struck me was the information that you guys had reported on. Tiffany Adams' own son, Wrangler Rickman, had put some posts on social media about threats that his own mother had made against him. That was what really raised my eyebrows, firstly, in speaking with Veronica, and what I thought kind of made this a little bit different than a normal custody case. And certainly, like I say, raised my eyebrows, gave me some pretty serious cause for concern. But I think Veronica knew that obviously it was a very extremely serious situation, but to know that somebody is capable of doing something and then that they would do something, I mean, are two very different things.
That's what makes me really angry too, was because there had been so many chances for that. Veronica had a restraining order against Tiffany too. She said that Tiffany was going to her kids' ball games and taking photographs of the license plates of the people that were there. That was one incident. And they ended up canceling the protection order because Veronica was, I don't know if she had been scared and had to say that there were no threats, or if she was being honest and there hadn't been any threats during that time. But that was another time that things could have changed. There was a lot of instances where this could have been stopped, like you guys said. Yeah, Heather, the photograph that I was showing you guys, the one before was in 2018, and then the recent mugshots, and then the pictures of Cora and Cole was from 2020. So I don't know if the bad was coming out on the inside or what, to be honest with you guys.
Her sense or your sense about what was driving the grandmother's interest in the custody?
Oh, well, I mean, I certainly had many conversations with Veronica, both in person and I corresponded with her almost every day, which is not, I wouldn't say that's per usual for all of my custody cases at all. But it was really a keep me posted on every single thing because it was an ongoing dilemma. Like I say, I mean, it was going on for years. There were issues. I know you guys have reported on the filing.
Wrangler and Veronica split up in the end of 2018, and the first paperwork was filed in February of 2019, I believe. So yeah, things have been going on 5-6 years.
That I filed as recent as March 20th, which I think really encapsulated the snapshot of how the situation was going in the custody battle as recent as March 20th, which was 10 days before the 30th when they were first declared missing. And so, it's, I think I think I share the same sentiment that Veronica did with regards to the controversy, the struggle that was going on in this case. And I was only retained in September of last year. So it's not as if I was in the case from the very beginning. But from my review of the court file, I mean, this was a very contentious matter from the very get-go. I mean, there were numerous hearings. The filing takes quite a while to scroll through the bottom to the bottom,
Right.
And so it was a very serious matter, very contentious matter from the very beginning.
Well, to believe the authorities' suspicions at this point. It was serious enough that the grandmother was willing to kill the mother of the kids that she supposedly loves so much.
Yeah, you guys, if she really loved those babies like she wanted everybody to believe, how could you take away their mother? I don't have children, as everybody knows, but I feel like the more adults in a children's life that loves them, that's the better. The more the better, in my opinion.
So we'll see what sense we can make of it. And counsel, anything we can do to help you along the way, or what you believe needs to be addressed, we're a call away. Thank you, sir.
I appreciate it, Chris. Thank you for having me.
Hey, thank you for watching.
You guys know that I like to talk about the victims in life, and her lawyer speaking so kindly about her. I wanted to show you guys that. It really, really makes you really, really sad. We can't do anything for Veronica and Jillian now. We can just pray for the babies and pray that justice is served. And hopefully things change in the future in cases like this. Kathy, yep, you're exactly right. It's more about control than love. That's exactly what it is. Yep, Jen, you're right too. They wanted control and had control, and now they're under control. Yep. They're somewhere where somebody tells them what to eat, when to sleep. Music City Mom, that's a very good question. Do you think they thought they would get away with it? Do you guys remember the Wagner case in Piketon, Ohio? Their family, I think that was about custody too. They deleted a whole family in 3 different crime scenes, 3 different places. I think it was like 7 or 8 people so they could get custody of that little girl. And they did the same things. They bought shoes at Walmart and burner phones, and so they kind of did the exact same thing. Hey Pepper, it's good to see you. Yeah. And she even threatened her own son that she would put a bullet in his brain too. So that's another reason that they could have stopped her when she said stuff like that. And allegedly she even threatened the judge in this case and said that bodies would fall. So that was another chance they had to stop this mess. Yeah, that's exactly right, you guys. Thank you all for joining me today. I appreciate you all stopping by, even if you could just stop by for a few minutes or listening in at work like Music City Mom, or I know that Heather, it's about time for her to get her kids, and Jen, she's always busy doing stuff, and I appreciate you all stopping by so much. I think it's time for us to do a Good Endings Live next time, so I'm going to be working on that. And thank you, 71, so much. Yeah, I appreciate you guys. If you guys want to join my Discord, I'm in there daily, and we're all in there a lot. Thistle, yep, Thistle listens while she works. Yep, I appreciate you all so much. If you guys want to join my Discord, just email me, and I'll get you in there, no problem. Look at Jen. I was just typing it up. Thank you so much, Jen. Yeah, we're all in there daily, and we have a nature lovers tab. Vanessa just posted some really pretty pictures of her flowers in there, and Trista posts on the faith tab every single day. And I read those posts in the morning, and I think about them all day long, and then I read them again when I'm saying my prayers before bed. They're really thought provoking, and they They really make me feel good, and I appreciate her doing that every day so very much. Nicole, thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, you guys, I'm going to go, and you email me if you think of anything else that we could go over next time, or you email me about anything. And I love you all. Thank you so very much. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.